But the two generations are somewhat united under this inheritance economy.
It came from my own story, really. So I was someone who thought they worked really hard, passed all the exams, got to university, and not only got a BA, but then did an MA and then did a PhD. And I was really one of those people that believed in the meritocracy, that hard work got you wherever you wanted it to. And I was that older generation of millennials who were told, let's get as many of you to university, and that pathway into professional, stable, middle-class life will be there. Frankly, that promise has been found wanting. It hasn't materialised in the way that we thought it would. And I realised that I may have been the first person in my family to get a degree. I may have been raised in a working class household, which I was. My great aunt was a pearly queen. We were working class. That's how I culturally identified. But I realised actually the most important part of my story was not my education, but the fact that my parents owned 3 properties in South London. And I had a crash pad to stay rent-free throughout my 20s in London. And so I was gradually sort of realising that I was becoming those people I hate, which is I'm working class, I'm really working class. And actually I wasn't. And I wasn't, not because of my education. I wasn't because my parents had provided the safety net for me in my 20s and frankly the springboard in my 30s. And that was actually not just my story, it was becoming the story not just of my friends, but of an entire generation. And the more I dug into this, the more I realised that we weren't living in a meritocracy, we were living in an inheritocracy. And that idea is not just the bank of mum and dad being the 6th largest mortgage lender in the UK and helping us on the property ladder if we have it. It's support with education because the upfront costs are very much dependent on your parents' willingness or capacity to pay for that. It's influencing childcare and even the next generation's university fees. And so the bank of grandma and granddad impacting Gen Z and Gen Alpha is really having a huge impact on whether you can afford childcare. And I suddenly began to realise this was some element of financial privilege that was impacting huge swathes of the economy and dividing our generation. I realised that it wasn't what we earn anymore because wages have stalled since the financial crisis. It wasn't what we were learning anymore because the value of the degree has gone down as the cost of that degree went up. It's actually whether we have access to the bank of mum and dad, which is shaping our future and our opportunities as a generation.